Sponsored by Tokyo Treat and Sakurako.
There's something that are normal to do in your country that are seen as rude and even offensive to Japanese. In other countries, if you accidentally walked in on someone in the bath, you say, "Oh, I'm sorry." But in Japan, we say,
お風呂一緒に入っても
It's important to know these things when you visit Japan or meet Japanese people. Because if you make a mistake like this first one, you might end up in a fight. I was studying English in New Zealand, and I was staying in a dorm, and there was a student called John. He is very tall, and he was supposed to be 19, but he actually looked like 35 years old. He looked like a grown-up man. And, I've never really talked to him. And one morning, I was passing him. John was coming from here, and I was like, oh, okay, this is my chance to say hello. He did something unbelievably offensive to me. He looked me in the eye, and he did this. Gidai. Why did he do that to me? I barely knew him. Why did he do such a thing to me? I was like a froze completely, and he passed away, and then I was like, passed away. And I thought, oh, okay, he wants to fight. You think he's a tough boy, John? So after the incident, I was sure someday I will have to fight him, so I have to start preparing my muscle and stuff, right? This movement in Japan is very, very rude, offensive gesture. That means they want to fight with you or they look down on you. And at the time, my English wasn't good. So when he said "gidai," it sounded to me like "go die." I was so mad and then went to my roommates and then told everything what happened. And of course they didn't get it. They were like, huh? Then later, one of my roommates came to my room and explained that this was just a form of greeting. And John was not mad at me, he just wanted to say hi. I couldn't believe it. You know why? Because John said, "Go die." And my roommate said, okay. So John is from Australia. He just wanted to say, "Good day," like have a good day. And I was like, what? I felt so embarrassed and silly of myself, but at the same time, I was very relieved that I didn't have to kancho John. And next time when I passed him, I did this and say "gidai," and he smiled. Not only can this be rude in Japan, but also pointing someone with your chin or something with your chin is also very rude. And almost you see the person, not like human, but you see the person as a pet or animal or something. So that's why we don't do this. But that's not the only thing that might make a Japanese person mad. You definitely have to watch out for next one. One day I was in a shopping mall in America, but that day I really had to go to bathroom. But American mall was so big, so I couldn't find a sign of toilet. So I found a security guard there. But the security guard was really tall, like giant man. He had tattoo all over his arms and he had a shaved head. He's got a big beard, but he was wearing a security guard uniform. From far away, he looked like he just got out of the prison or something. And I was so scared to talk to him, but I had no choice, so I just got closer and then asked him, "Excuse me, where is the bathroom?" That giant man turned around and looked at me and then said something. Oh, it's the most scary thing I've ever heard in my life. He said, "Huh?" Wow! I almost peed in my pants because I was so scared. And I was like, "Oh, sorry," and I ran away. So in Japan, "ha" means many negative meanings. Of course, it depends on the situation, but if somebody say to you and then "ha" means "what the hell do you want?" or "are you stupid?" So that's why we don't really use those words to anybody else unless you want to fight with somebody or you know that you want to be rude to somebody else. So you might see "ha" in Japanese movies or dramas when they're about to fight. That's why I was so scared at the security guard guy. But later I understood that "ha" means "come again." So now I know. When you talk to a Japanese person, please be careful to use "huh." Some people might feel, oh, shocking. Why did he say that? So please be careful. But this next one won't get you in a fight, but may gross out a lot of Japanese people. When I was studying abroad, all the Japanese students were invited to a very fancy dinner at a very nice restaurant. And then we were just 19, 20 years old kids. That was our first time to go to such a beautiful Western style restaurant. As we entered, the decoration was beautiful, furniture looked so stylish, and then waiter and waitresses looked so cool. And we were so excited. But also we were very excited to meet one of the most popular girl from the class. She was an American girl. We all adored her. She's so beautiful, she's so kind, she's so chatty, and luckily she sat just across from me. So I introduced myself and we were having a really nice conversation. And while we were having a really good food, suddenly I heard a very, very strange sound. It sounded like this. It sounded like a drill that you get at a dentist. The dentist that drill your teeth like really hard with the metal thing. This is such a fancy restaurant. They shouldn't make such a weird noise. And I was maybe I misheard or something. So okay, and I tried to eat. Then again, second time I heard. And I was like, oh my god, I heard it. And when I looked around, all the Japanese students were like, did you hear that? Guys, we were trying to find where the sound is from. And then when I looked at the American girl, her back was turning like this. And she came back like this. And I go, oh my god. She just blew her nose at the table. I looked at my other Japanese friends like, what? All the Japanese students. I remember after the dinner, we all got together and then she blew her nose at the table. That's so gross. Everybody was so shocked. Because in Japan, blowing your nose while dinner or at the table is seen as really bad thing or very bad manner. For some Japanese people, blowing your nose is kind of like a kind of dirty thing is coming out from your nose. And some people feel like the sound feels so gross. Blowing nose in public in Japan is also very rude. I got very curious, so I actually found a survey done by tissue company, and then they say, do you feel blowing your nose in public is gross or not? So actually 60% of them said, yes, it's gross. So in Japan, some people feel so embarrassed to blow their nose in public, like on a train, on a bus. We have a product that you can put like a small cotton, put it in your mouth, and then you wear a mask. So your nose will not come out. But while some people think blowing your nose in public is gross, you definitely have to be careful doing this next one. One day I was asked to teach foreign high school student Japanese. I was imagining, maybe the high schoolers would be very friendly and then they are interested in Japanese, they would be excited to learn something from me. And then when I entered the room, I was shocked. They look like they're older than me and then they sit like they are the boss here. And I was like, oh, can I teach them? Are they willing to learn something? I got so scared and nervous to teach them. But I had to do it. So I was like, tried my best to say, Konnichiwa was the best smile I could do. It was so quiet that I could hear my own heartbeat. And one student did something unbelievable. He stood up and he said, Konnichiwa. Wow, he thinks he's the boss of this class or something? The reason why I felt like that is it's super rude and disrespectful to chew gum, especially in a class or in a business meeting in Japan, because we believe that if you chewing something or eating something, you don't seem to be paying attention or you are not very serious about what you are doing. So that's why I felt so disrespected. And in the whole class, until the end of the class, I felt so uncomfortable. Wow, they are not here to even want to learn Japanese. Then after the class, I was so shocked and then walking very miserably, but I had to tell what happened in the class to my supervisor. And she said, oh, I'm so sorry. I should have told you earlier. Chewing gum doesn't mean anything bad in their country. It's just their thing. And it doesn't mean they disrespect you, they don't want to learn from you. It's just a very casual thing to do. Really? Why you didn't tell me so? I was so relieved and I felt really bad to students after that too. I actually personally never seen anyone at work who chew gums at their desk. Or I've never seen a single person at a business meeting chewing gum. And in high school, you'll be in big trouble. Teacher will point it at you immediately and then go to the bathroom and then spit it out or something. Because it's very, very big no-no at school. But I'm sure this next one will surprise all of you. But before we get to that, check out these amazing Japanese snacks from Tokyo Treat. This monthly snacks have a subscription box filled with unique seasonal flavored and delicious Japanese snacks. And this month theme is New Year Snacking Party! This month you get snacks that are inspired Japanese oshogatsu, New Year's in Japan. This taiyaki chocolate and this red and white Kit Kat. This cultural guidebook talk about all about snacks in the box and allergy information. And in this year, you can learn how we spend Japanese New Year. And for more traditional taste, I recommend Sakurako. This month theme is New Year's in Hiroshima! This month box is filled with artisan-made snacks like fettuccine lemon rice cake and gold bamkuchen. Sakurako also comes with a beautiful tableware. This month you get this cute furoshiki Japanese wrapping cloth. And this month is very fragrant azuki black soybean tea. Oh, immediately color changed. What? I've never tried anything like this before. It's definitely different from green tea because they don't have like a strong flavor of green tea. It's very mellow. Let me try with this lemon mochi rice cake. Ooh. It's really good. And then also they put some bits of lemon peels inside. Experience Japan from your home with Tokyo Treats and Sakurako. Use the link below and my code Mrs. Eats to get $5 off from your first box. They are the perfect gift for your Japan-loving friends and family. When I was studying abroad, there was a very popular movie coming up and all my friends were talking about how great the movie was. It was so good and some of them already watched like 3 times or 4 times. And I really want to watch that movie. I wanted to have a extra big popcorn, extra big drinks and then other snacks and chocolate. So to do it, it took me 1 month to save all the money. And finally, I got the money and then bought everything and I was so ready to watch this epic movie called Shrek. It was my first time to see movie in abroad, so I was so excited to see it. Oh, it's so different from Japanese movie theater and then so hyped to watch it. And 5 minutes after the movie started, I noticed something really crazy happening. There were some people coming in from the door and trying to find their seat. And some of them just said, "Excuse me," and passed right in front of me to get the seat over there. I was like, why they're late? Because in Japan, it's important to be on time, even at the movie. So I would say most of Japanese would be at their seat 10 minutes earlier. So I was very shocked. It's not 1 or 2 people, like a lot of them, like, ooh. You know, in Japan, they probably just, sorry, excuse me. They try to be as small as possible, but they were just like, oh, it's my 365, where? Oh, sorry. I paid so much money for this experience, but oh no. But finally, I was able to get back to the movie and then kind of start enjoying the Shrek. But at some point, I felt something very distracting. There were a bunch of people around me start eating popcorn or snacks. They just make really crunchy noise. I don't understand. It's and I was like, what's happening? That's not the sound from Shrek is making, but it's all the people around me start eating something and making weird crazy noise. I was like, oh my gosh, why? I thought I was just finally got back to my movie and then just about to enjoy. Because in Japan, and you might think it's crazy, but quite a lot of people try to eat popcorn or snack very quietly, as quiet as possible. Like some people even think we all should finish eating before the movie starts. So we have 10 minutes or 15 minutes before the movie starts, so we have 10 minutes to finish it, and then when the movie starts, we enjoy the movie. But of course, not everybody can finish their popcorn like in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, right? So when we want to eat popcorn during a movie, we try to eat as the explosion starts. So when explosion starts, we eat. Or when very noisy scene starts, we eat. So that's how we are very mindful about making noise to others or distracting others. So going back to the movie, most of people finished eating. So I was able to get back to my favorite movie and I was enjoying, but I feel something very distracting. Because whenever some funny thing happened in the Shrek movie, Shrek is super funny, right? People start laughing out loud. It's not like, it's not chuckling. It's like, ha! The guy next to me put his hands like this. I could see his hands here in front of a screen like this. And I was like, why? So loud! Because in Japan, laughing so loud could distract other people's, moment, They don't want to even hear some other people's voice when they are focusing on the movie. So that's why I was very, 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 very shocked to hear so many people clapping and laughing hard. In abroad, they're like, ow! No! Sometimes they just curse the character too. How dare you? Or if you! It would never ever happen in Japan. It's just so different. So that's why I think it's a good idea for you should be aware of when you come to Japan, and then when you go to watch a movie, you would notice how quiet they are. After staying there for a while, I actually got used to those kind of style of watching movie in a theater. And when I went back to Japan and then I went to a movie theater, I felt actually a little bit uncomfortable because I couldn't express my feeling during the movie. And I realized that, watching a movie in abroad or America or New Zealand, it was kind of a big event all together. When something funny happened, they laughed together. When something sad happened, they cried together. It was very connected. I miss those kind of feeling in abroad. But if you think these rules are crazy, Japanese laws can be crazier. In fact, Japanese man was arrested for a Pokemon-related crime. And I talk all about it and more weird things that are illegal in Japan in this video. Thanks for watching. Okini!